Christ returns, speaks his truth. Christ Articles, Article 12. Life more abundant. Christ said, I said when I walked the earth in Palestine, I have come to bring you life more abundant. Has anyone in the Christian churches ever truly understood this statement? Life more abundant in your human minds may mean more energy, vitality, health, perhaps even riches. But from my perspective of having become the individualization of life itself, I meant something so far beyond your human perceptions at this moment that I know this is the right time to try to lift your consciousness to the higher levels of spiritual consciousness, where you will begin to glimpse the truth I was trying to reveal to the Jews in Palestine. Life more abundant. In the earlier words of this statement, I tried to make it clear that your human perceptions are limited. In fact, unless you have already been on a true spiritual path, seeking the reality of that which gave form and consciousness to all creation, you will be bound down by your ruling sovereign, the ego. The ego sorely limits the breadth of your human perceptions and vision, since it forces your consciousness to focus exclusively on your own happiness and survival. It is only when the soul of a person first sends out a message to its human consciousness that there is more to life than the self, that the individual begins to want to discover more about life and about the origins of life. As the consciousness of the human mind is gradually woken up from its long subordination to the ego, so does it begin to question much that lies beyond its present knowledge. At the beginning of its quest for greater knowledge of the unknown, it will probably be drawn to a religion, since it would seem, humanly speaking, that the churches must hold within their wisdom and teachings the secret of the source of life. This Christian subservience to religious human domination, claiming to know the secret of the universe, is a good kindergarten for the opening consciousness of ego-directed mind. Thou shalt worship God, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not commit adultery and sleep with your neighbor's wife, thou shalt not slander and tell lies, thou shalt not envy your neighbor's good, and so on. All these rules belong to the control of the ego kingdom. They do not apply to the spiritual realms of the soul. The soul knows nothing of such human impulses. The first injunction, to worship the Lord thy God, is a pagan concept. Pagans put up fetishes to worship. Spiritual adepts move beyond this elementary human practice and begin to experience the infinite. Divine consciousness, which is transcendent of all forms of consciousness on earth. When coming into membership of a church, especially a Christian and Jewish religion, the first instruction is to remember at all times that you have come from a great source, which has given you individuality and consciousness. Because it is so, you must refrain from the ego impulse. The ego impulses impel you to either grasp those possessions which you believe will make you more comfortable or happy, and to push away, defend yourself, physically if necessary, from those elements and things which make you uncomfortable, or are perceived to be dangerous to your life and well-being. On entering a religious observance, your immediate attention is drawn to God, and you are taught that to please God and ensure your own happiness, you must avoid all the ego impulses listed above. But this is still an ego-driven precept, since the unacknowledged purpose behind it is the aim of finding happiness and security. If you belong to a Christian church, and there is usually the following: unless you please God, you sin. As you may be able to see, this statement places severe limitation on your ability to appreciate life. You are placed in a mental cage, imprisoning your mind within these dire warnings that unless you please God, you will sin, and punishment inevitably follows. How this punishment will be recognized is never said. But the threat lies over churchgoers' heads, and some people are greatly depressed by this teaching. This is a severe restriction of the life impulse, which is, in its fullest sense, boundless joy, enthusiasm, laughter, love, spontaneity, a feeling of well-being and an inbuilt sense of optimism, that life will never let you down, that you will have enough to eat, drink, clothe yourself, and everything needed to make your lives happy. Life is an active stream of consciousness having its origin in universal consciousness. It unites and ignites dormant seeds in plants, animals, and human beings, and impels them to grow according to an innate plan which science calls DNA. This is the true universal, eternal life impulse, which is yours by right of birth into this world. You can witness it in children before their little minds, coached by adults, begin to wonder whether life is really so secure and free of pain and misery as they thought it was. Instinctively, babies lie on their back and wave their arms and legs and gurgle with laughter. Being alive is good, they are saying, providing, of course, they have had the good fortune to be born into loving families which cater to all their needs. But there's a far deeper aspect of life, which is really universal consciousness become active within its own creation of the galaxies and Earth itself. It is an aspect that was given me to perceive clearly and understand when I was in the Sinai desert in Palestine. I saw that the origin of life, the source of our being, always manifested itself through all living things, from the very least to the greatest, from a pansy to an elephant, in a very special way, an intelligent way. It was consistent. You call it the nature of that which has brought all created things into visible being. Its nature is also the source of all earthly wonder, joy, happiness, personal fulfillment, and security. No matter where living beings, human and animals, may go, they literally supported minute by minute by the indwelling nature of our source of being. There is no escaping it. But until I came to earth then, not until I returned through the mind of my recorder, has this great truth been taught, showing its full significance. You do not have to chase happiness or success, expansion of your dreams, health, because all of these are already within you, being impressed in you by your source of being, your source of life. All these things you so earnestly and rightly long for are yours, but they do not appear to be yours because they are hidden under all your mental structures, beliefs, opinions, created and handed down by your ancestors and their ancestors before them. And it is high time that you, as many of you are capable of taking necessary action, can launch into a wholesale reupholstering of your mental program. Strip away the myth. Strip away your boogeyman, your fear, your despair, your frustration, your anguish, and wake up. Stand up and realize that they are all in your mind, born of your personal mental conditioning, and simply get rid of them. Well, more easily said than done. You will not doubt the thinking, but the great truth of being is this. You are not alone. There are teachers who will preach positive thinking, but I never did that. I told you clearly that the kingdom of heaven is within you. What I meant was that life is the source of all you could ever want, providing you allow it to work in you by sweeping away all doubt, and by believing that it will bring you into prosperity, joy, and fulfillment, to the extent you can rid your minds and emotions of old ego thoughts and feelings. This is what I meant when I said I came to bring you life more abundant. I came, and I come now, to awaken you to the fact that life within you grows you first of all, then it grows your plans, hopes, expectations. It brings to you all the necessary assistance to enable your plans, hopes, and dreams to grow into the right and perfect way which will bring life to other people also. It enters into your difficulties and brings healing where your heart is sore or your body succumbed to illness. It mends catastrophes in your life in the same way as it heals broken bones. It fulfills all your needs as they arise in the perfect way. And life, unlike human beings, maintains a system of order in all it undertakes to do. All these are life more abundant, more than you dreamed possible. Put my words to the test. Make a clear form of your dearest wish in your mind. Take it to divine consciousness in silent meditation. Ask. Give sincere thanks that you are receiving. The request is now filled with life and must come into manifest being in exactly the same way as a seed grows when put in earth and watered. Wait. Give constant thanks for receiving, never doubt, and you'll receive a very clear answer. It is possible that having read this message that all things beautiful and wholesome, including healing, are already yours. You wonder why it is that you still have your chronic illness or poverty despite your prayer and your belief. You seriously question how much you can really believe. I can only say that true belief is a relatively rare condition. What is true belief? It is a moment of overwhelming, transcendent conviction when you know, way beyond all negative and fearful disbelief, that life is more powerful, more transforming, more perfectly in control of atomic elements than any sickness can ever be, then, as hundreds of chronically and critically ill people have testified down the ages, the longed-for, unimaginable miracle takes place. And suddenly there is felt an inflow of heat and power, perhaps a light is seen, and a wholeness of mind and body are experienced where before there was sickness. It can be done. Miracles also occur over a longer time span and are therefore discounted, but may well be as much a result of ongoing faith as the quick, spontaneous healing. Other miracles of fulfillment of need take place far more than you realize they do. Seek to believe. Pray for belief. And when you least expect it, it will be given to you. Seek to be absolutely consistent in all your efforts to find and make contact with the divine, and it will surely be given unto you. It is a law of existence that when you ask, you will receive. When you seek, what you seek will be revealed to you. And when you knock, it will be opened to you. Take comfort. Believe.